Namo Buddhaya and welcome to the Buddha Dharma TV Sunday program. I am Lisa Chu. Today we will start with a Dharma talk, followed by a song and a Dharma Pada session. The Dharma talk today is by Dr. Venerable K. Sri Dhammananda Nayaka Maha Thero. Most Venerable Dr. K. Sri Dhammananda Nayaka Maha Thero was born in Sri Lanka and spent most of his life and spiritual missions in Malaysia. He entered the monastic life as a novice monk, Samanera, at the age of 12 and received full ordination in 1940. In 1952, he arrived in Malaya, now known as Malaysia, and soon became one of the most respected Theravada Buddhist monks in the region. He was eventually appointed as Chief High Priest of Buddhists in Malaysia. His spiritual influence also extended to the Buddhist community in Singapore. Most Venerable Dr. K. Sri Dhammananda was a distinguished writer and a renowned Buddhist preacher, highly regarded for his wisdom, clarity, and compassion. At the time of his passing, he was serving as the chief monk of the Buddhist Mahavihara in Brickfields, Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia. Here is the Most Venerable Dr. K. Sri Dhammananda Nayaka Maha Thero, speaking on a profound and inspiring topic. Where is Buddha? This is the second and the final part of his sermon. Let's please listen to it with respect.
He sent this to England, to Winston Churchill, the Prime Minister of England at that time, with a note. Please keep this image on your table. Every time, whenever you have some worries and troubles and problems, look at his face. You can forget your worries. They were not Buddhists. Again, Anatole France, French scholar, first time he has seen the Buddha image in museum, when he has seen, if God has come down from heaven and walked on this earth, he is none other than this. Appeal to his mind, his figure. Mr. Nehru, the former Prime Minister of India, he was not a Buddhist. He was arrested by the British government for fighting for independence. When he was in the jail, he had a small Buddha image in his pocket. He keep the Buddha image on the table and watch. In spite of all these troubles, problems, difficulties, the Buddha could manage to maintain smiling face. You cannot see sour face of the Buddha. Why not we follow him? No doubt we have a lot of problems and troubles and disturbances. Why not we follow him? This is the way how they appreciate. This is the way how they make use of the image. Therefore, we cannot say it is wrong, it is important. But there are many who can practice the teachings of the Buddha without an image. It is not compulsory that you must have an image. So, I told those students in Islamic University, you condemn us by giving wrong interpretation that we are idol worshippers. We don't worship, we don't pray, we don't ask anything from the images. But we pay homage, we respect. This is the symbol. One of our members, who have been keeping a Buddha image of 45 years in his house, one day came and told me, do you know, a group of Christian missionaries enter into my house and they told me I am worshipping a devil. Actually, I do not know what to say. 45 years he had been worshipping, and he does not know what he was doing. Then he came and told me. And this is the mentality of our Buddhists. They follow traditional worshipping, praying, offering, chanting, but they do not try to understand what the Buddha taught. Then, now you can understand, with or without the Buddha image, we can practice the teachings of the Buddha. So, physical body is not the Buddha. According to Mahayana schools of Buddhism, they introduced 3 bodies of the Buddha. 3 kaya, 3 bodies. Sambhogakaya, Nirmanakaya, Dharmakaya. 3 bodies. Although he had 3 bodies, he was not a physical body. He was not a busybody. Sambhogakaya, Nirmanakaya, he used for eating, sleeping, walking, talking, advising, preaching, for all these activities, he used these physical bodies. When the Buddha attained parinirvana, all these 2 bodies disappear. But Dharmakaya, Dharma body of the Buddha never disappeared. They tried to show Buddha did not die. His Dharma body is existing. They follow the teachings of the Buddha. He has mentioned, whether the Buddhas appear or not, Dharma exists forever in this world. When a Buddha appeared, he realized, understand the Dharma that people have forgotten. It is mentioned, Paturahose magadesu bubbe dhammo asuddho samalejiti. This Dharma that I understood is not a new Dharma, not created by me. This Dharma existed long ago, but people have misinterpreted, created wrong concept, wrong belief, their own imagination, completely polluted the purity of the Dharma. It is happening today. 2500 years ago, the Buddha has revealed the truth as Dharma. When you see what people are doing in China, Japan, Korea, Mongolia, Tibet, Sri Lanka, Thailand, Burma, and all those countries, what they are doing in the name of Buddhism, in the name of the Buddha. It is not that really they follow the advice given by the Buddha. Their traditional, cultural belief they have been maintaining, incorporated with Buddhism, and today introduced as Buddhism. Anyway, that is not so important. We should not bother about Theravada, Mahayana, Vajrayana. One should not say, oh, I am Theravada, I am Mahayana, I am Vajrayana. Buddha was not belong to any of these yanas. We follow the teachings of the Buddha. You can use any label. It is not important. We are Buddhists. We are followers of the Buddha. We try to learn what the Buddha taught. We try to practice what the Buddha taught to find out our salvation. Then people ask, actually where he is, people cannot understand, cannot answer. To practice Buddhism, it is not necessary for us to know where the Buddha is, where he did go. Take for instance, we have electricity discovered by somebody. Is it necessary for us to know the person who discovered electricity, where he is and from which country and his name? Is it necessary? Our duty is to make use of electricity. That person is not important. Again, those who have discovered atomic energy, they can use this atomic energy for constructive or destructive purpose. So it is our duty to make use of this energy, not necessary to know actually who discovered this atomic energy. Again, we have telephone, television, so many things discovered by different people. Not necessary for us to know the names and the details, where they are, what happened to them, but our duty is to use these things. Again, one who discovered gravity. One day, I forgot his name, when he was sitting under an apple tree, one apple dropped. Then he started to think, why everything drop here instead of going up? Then he started to investigate, found out. There is some sort of energy which is called gravity, pull down. But into certain extent, in the space, there are many places, area, there is no gravity. If you carry huge stone and drop there, the stone is floating here and there, cannot drop, because there is no gravity. And those who have landed on the moon, they knew there is no gravity, no living beings. What they did, they fixed some sort of machine here to raise the hand, and machines here to use the leg here and there. Otherwise they cannot move their legs and hand. No gravity. But here we have this gravity. And we know, when you climbed, be careful not to drop, otherwise we may die. So we learn something. Is it necessary for us to know the name of this person and who discovered this, when he discovered this gravity? Here, more than enough for you to understand. Without asking where the Buddha is, where he did go, we can, if the Dharma is available, what he taught, that is enough for us. No need to depend on Buddha. Buddha never promised to send you to heaven or nirvana. Buddha says, Tummehi kiccang atappang akkataro tathagata. The Buddha can tell you what to do and what not to do. That is the only thing Buddha can do. He cannot do anything for you. Others say God can wash away the sins committed by people. Buddha never said sins created by one person, another person can wash away. Buddha or God or anybody. When a person is going to die, He has done lot of criminal, wicked, cruel, dangerous, harmful thing. But when he is going to die, he say, I believe in God, please take away my sins. Then the God run away and wash away the sin and send him to heaven. People believe this. Take for instance, and you are very hot-tempered. You know it is wrong, but you do not know how to get rid of this. Then you go to God and pray and ask, please take away my cruelty from my mind. Do you think God can do that? If not, you come to the Buddha and worship and ask the Buddha, please take away my anger from my mind. Humbly. No one can do that, but you can do that. How? Through understanding. This anger is dangerous, can create lot of troubles and problems and difficulties among ourselves and harm and disturb others. Why not I try to reduce and reduce and reduce? By using your strong determination, you can reduce it. God cannot, the Buddha cannot reduce this. So, washing away the sins committed by us, the Buddha cannot do that. God cannot do that. Please remember. But we can do that. How? Tummehi punyang ekech buddhang saranang gatate nate gamissanti apayang. In one of the sutras, he says, when a person is going to die, although he has committed a lot of bad things, if he can invite the Buddha into his mind, Buddhang saranang gacchami, if he died while holding this in his mind, next existence never take place in a bad state. Because last thought moment was the Buddha in his mind. For a certain period, he can spend there, but not forever. But he can wash away the sins committed by him. Again, the Buddha says, Yassa papang katang kammang kusalena piti. Is a very good advice. If anyone has committed bad deeds, bad karma, by praying to God or Buddha, they cannot get rid of the bad thing, evil deed, bad karma. But you can do that. How? When you come to know that I have committed a lot of bad deeds, wicked, cruel things, I stop. In future, I am not going to commit this kind of bad thing. Then create strong determination in your mind. From today onward, I create more and more kusala karma. Kusalena pitiyati. So when you develop and develop and develop and develop your kusala karma, the effect of the bad karma that you have committed earlier can overcome. Before those effects come, the effect of the good deeds come to us. Take for instance, Angulimala, murderer, who killed nearly 1,000 human beings. The Buddha, when he come to know, he went to Syria. He wanted to kill the Buddha because he has completed 999. His vow was to kill 1,000. So he was very happy when he saw the Buddha and tried to catch him. Occasionally, the Buddha performed a little bit of miracle. By knowing it is difficult to control this man, what the Buddha did, he walked in normal way and allow him to run and run and run nearly 4 miles. He cannot come nearer the Buddha. Then he said, stop. Then the Buddha knew the time for me to talk to him. Buddha said, I have already stopped. You are the one who runs. Then he said, how can you say you have stopped? I saw you were walking. I have stopped means I have stopped killing, destroying other living beings. You are the one who runs means you do that. Then he asked, all right, I know you did not run, you walk, but I run nearly 4 miles. Why I could not catch you? Then the Buddha said, you could not catch me because you run. You stop your running, then you can catch me. Then he said, I cannot understand this. Then the Buddha said, I have stopped killing and you are doing. That means running. Then he came to know that he is wrong. Decided to follow the Buddha, become a monk, started to meditate, attain arahanthood, after that attain nirvana. Bad karma had no chance to come and catch him. He went on developing good karma, so the bad karma had no chance to affect him. That is what the Buddha says. This is the method taught by the Buddha. Not by praying to any god or Buddha or Bodhisattvas or God, but by doing more and more kusala karma. Again, kusala karma, punya karma, there are 2 words. They have mixed up these 2 things. When he was practicing self-torturing, without eating, without sleeping, without resting in the jungle, Mara appeared again. He told him, you are a young prince. Why do you want to suffer like this? Why need to go back? Enjoy your life. You will be the ruler of this country. If you want, you can create some punya karma also. Then the Buddha said, Anumattena pi punyena atto mayhang na vijjati. I am not working to create punya karma, meritorious deeds. What is that? We do lot of good deeds, offering dana, charity and various other things, expecting something in return. Either to be born in rich family or to go to heaven and enjoy your life, that is called punya karma. We gain what we wanted, but there is a limited period for that. When that karmic energy is ended, we don't know what to do. This is the nature of punya karma. Now take for instance, you are very fortunate. Compare with many others. In millions, many people are dying without food, without anything, no shelter throughout their life. They are suffering. But we are very fortunate. We have shelter, we have food, we have clothing, What is the reason? If God creates all these human beings, why He created those millions of humans to suffer? Is it not His duty to provide food and lodging and everything what they need? Otherwise, what is the meaning of creation? They were not created by anybody. They have not accumulated enough good karma to spend in the next existence. That is why they suffer. In your case, you have done lot of meritorious deeds. So you are not blind or deaf or crippled or mad, or you are normal. And you have enough food, clothing, shelter. But compare with many others in many countries, millions of people are suffering. That means they have not accumulated enough good karma when rebirth takes place to continue their way of life. It's very easy to understand. So if we enjoy our life, yes, by spending all the good karmas that we have done during our previous birth, without creating fresh or new karma within this lifetime, same thing will happen to us. Human beings are the only living beings who can understand this. This is not the first and the last life. After our death, existence again takes place. Therefore, it is our duty to prepare for the next existence while we are here. You can enjoy your life by spending all the good deeds that you have done during your previous birth. Then what will happen to you after your death? If you have not accumulated enough good merit, enough good karma within this lifetime, your life again will drop. Only human beings can understand this. Devas, Brahmas, divine beings, animals, other living beings cannot understand. They spend their good karma and bad karma. When their karma are ended, they do not know what will happen to them. Now Devas enjoyed their life in heaven. They think it is permanent. There is nothing permanent here in this universe. There is a limited period for them to enjoy their life. But while they are enjoying, they do not accumulate good merit. Then what will happen to them? When the good karmas are ended, again they will drop. But as human beings, we can understand. We are experiencing peaceful, happy, prosperous life because we have done good karma during our previous birth. Therefore, it is our duty to prepare for the next existence while we are living here by doing some meritorious deed. Not only spending the merit that we have created during the last birth. Please remember, more than an hour. But there are many things for you to think, to understand.
Yes, this is a question and answer sessions now. Any questions to ask Chief Reverend? First volunteer to ask questions. Any questions?
Recently we had interreligious gathering. A lot of educated people were there. Somebody asked, what is the difference between Jesus and the Buddha? Then I thought, if I am going to explain item by item, there is no end. I told them, the Buddha was not a Buddhist. Jesus was not a Christian. They were religious teachers. These names given by us, they were religious teachers. Our discriminations depend on our religious labels, not on religious principle. Take for instance, Islam preach 5 pillars: belief in God, fasting, and praying, charity, pilgrimage. These 5 things must be completed by every Muslim. Let us take Buddhism. Buddhism teaches not to kill, not to steal, not to commit adultery or sexual misconduct, or not to tell lies, not to take intoxicating drinks and drugs. Is there anybody in this world who can say there is something wrong in Buddhism? Christianity, they have 10 commandments. When you study, there is nothing for us to tell that they are wrong. Again, Hinduism. In Hinduism, they have Brahmacharya, Ahimsa, non-violence. 3 basic principles. Brahmacharya, noble way of life. Ahimsa, non-violence. And truthfulness, honesty. Is there anyone who can say they are wrong? They are the basic religious principles. So if we practice these religious principles, there is no controversy, there is no jealousy, not necessary to convert. In my booklet, Buddhist attitude toward other religions, I have written there. Instead of converting others into Buddhism, we can encourage them to practice their own religion. But others cannot say. They say we are sinners. They say we go to hell. Because these religious labels. But when you consider the basic principles, we can agree. No reason to discriminate or show our hostility, discrimination. Many people never realize. Superiority, inferiority complex, they maintain because of label. Buddhism, Christianity, Islam, Hinduism. Take out this label. Take only religion. In our religion, these are the principles. In our religion, these are the principles. Not necessary to have a label. They are fighting to convert, bring others into give new label. We call conversion. Please remember this. Not necessary. Okay.
Okay, since there's no questions, we would like to do the transfer of merits, share the transfer of merits, which is done by Chief Reverend. Before that, can we have a big sadhu for Chief Reverend? Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.
Can you recite? Stand up. Imina punya kammena upajjaya gunottara Acari upakaraca Mata pita piya mamang Suriyo Chandi Maharaja Gunavanta Narapicha Brahma Maharaja Indacha Lokapalacha Devata Yamo Mitta Manusacha Majjata Verika Picha Sabbe Satta Sukhivantu Punyani Pakatani Me Sukhanca Tividang Dentu Kipang Papeta Omatang Imina Punya Kammena Imina Uddisena Je Kippahang Sulabhe Cheva Tannupadana Chedanang Ye Santane Nadamma Yava Nibbanato Mamang Nassantu Sabbada Eva Yatta Jato Bhave Bhave Ujjucitto Satipanyo Salleko Mara Labhantu No Kasam Katunca Viriye Suve Buddha Dipavaro Nato Dhammo Nato Varuttamo Nato Pacceka Sambuddho Sangho Nato Taro Mama Tesottamanubhavena Maroka Sangrabantu. Blessing. Bhavatu Sabba Mangalang Rakhantu Sabba Devata Sabba Buddhanubhavena Sada Suttivantu Te. Bhavatu Sabba Mangalang Rakhantu Sabba Devata Sabba Dhammanubhavena Sada Suttivantu Te. Bhavatu Sabba Mangalang Rakhantu Sabba Devata Sabba Sanghanubhavena Sada Suttivantu Te. So today is the last day of your Chinese New Year. So by the blessings of the Buddha, Dhamma and Sangha, we hope you'll be able to lead a peaceful, happy, prosperous life by the blessings of the Buddha. Thank you very much.
The Wayfarers were a Malaysian Buddhist musical group who created a number of popular songs that are still sung today. They wrote songs in both English and Pali, covering mainly themes from Buddha's teaching and personal reflections. Let us now listen to the Buddhist song by Wayfarers.
Let me a pure white lotus be, unfolding in samsara stream. Let all the gloom of misery be gathered in my lotus dream. Let each dewdrop that started light on each white radiant coat reflect the mercy of the Lord. That is their place to go. Let every wave that tumbles down their kettle slam of wrath repair. to lotus roots of dusty brown in my compassion's bounty share. Let every spark of vengeance roam round lotus tops and twines, and greed and life transform our love in lotus heart and shrine. When each that drop has passed away across my pure white lily door, when I have drained all sorrow may, I speak to deck the lossless floor. Let every petal softly fold in summer's golden shine. Retreat to claim the splendid prize, Nirvana's joyless mine.
That concludes today's program. If you have any questions about the contents of our broadcast, please feel free to reach out to us at info@buddhadharmatv.com. Our dedicated team remains committed to sharing the profound teachings of the Buddha, helping you walk the path of wisdom and enlightenment. Thank you for joining us. We look forward to seeing you again next time at the same time. Namo Buddhaya.